Hi guys. Happy... What is today? I don't know what today is. Happy Thursday. So, how are we doing? Ouija Boot Campers with our reenactments, with our myths, with our reenactments, our myths, our meditations. How are we doing? I hope good. You guys are pretty good. Catherine, you are just, amazing. You are channeling already. Literally, you are channeling, you are hearing. That is what I want. That is what I want from you guys. And so you hear the spirit, and then it affects the nervous system. And then you can channel. I love it. You caught on really quick. Like, instantly. The heaviness of the hands, that will come along with the territory. So a lot does come along with the territory of you're I want to say a medium. You just didn't know it. So a lot comes along with the territory of being a medium. The spirits, they're always there. They never go away. It's not a bad thing. It's really not. You just have to learn to tune them out. So we will work on fine-tuning all of your, just everything on you, within you. So you have a long ways to go too. You're far from done. You're far from growing. You're far from, you're still spiritually evolving. Both of you. Sean, I know, I can feel that you are doing, that something is going on, and it's just very cool. It's very amazing. I mean, even with just my normal, regular people that I am teaching to about, Baphomet, and well, not really teaching, because I'm new to it as well. So just kind of going along with what I know, and then, throwing ideas, back and forth, and it's just amazing. Leon, you are amazing. You have, I told you were freaking powerful, and I know you are. And your sigil magic is the exact same way that I do mine. And like we were talking about, when you have those people that just, their equilibrium, you're balanced, they're balanced, that's going to bring more balance into your life. So, do you know why? Do you know, Liam, do you know why? Why these balanced people are coming into your life? No? Because you want that. That is what you want. That is what you are attracting. You are attracting light. You are attracting balance. You are attracting all these wonderful, amazing things. So, it may seem at first when your spells start to really work. I mean really work. Don't let that initial, oh wow, it worked, I get that too. Don't become addicted to that, because I did, and you burn out very slowly. So the balance, when you are, say you did something yesterday for the entire day, or for an hour, do something for another hour the next day. That is completely something that you would not do. So you have got to get, that's your balance. So you are literally creating that balance, and boom, you are amazing. I'm seeing a lot of people grow spiritually, and I like it. I like it a lot. You guys are awesome. So, what do you guys know about the goddess Sophia in relation to Baphomet? There is, I'm guessing, this is Baphomet's counterpart, the female goddess Sophia. I think Sophiatic, is light, or truth, or knowledge, or wisdom. One of those words, something like that. So, I've been kind of going through with Sophia, and I thought, there was some pretty interesting information on, if you guys get, like, phone solicitors, go to do not call .gov if you're in the United States, and put your number in there so you don't have to continuously get those calls. Alright, so the goddess. Wow, I can't even spell goddess today. Goddess Sophia. Yep, there we go. Sophia, goddess of wisdom and God's bride. So, I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued with this. So, esoteric theological seminary. She's gorgeous. Alright, so Sophia, goddess of wisdom and God's wife. Who is Sophia? So, literally, she is wisdom. Okay, because the Greek word Sophia means wisdom in English. More than that, Sophia is the wisdom of deity. So if she is the force behind deity, the wisdom, the mind, that would be the mental, the mind. So she is, yes, wisdom is the wisdom of deity. She has been revered as the wise bride of Solomon by the Jews. I love the Jews. As the queen of wisdom and war, Athena by the Greeks, and as the Holy Spirit of wisdom by Christians. When did this happen? Where have I been? Did Christianity get a new godhead? Or a new goddess? Did they bring in the goddess? Okay. So the Holy Spirit of wisdom by Christians. Okay. Alright. She is known as Hakma, with the H being said like the CH in the name Mach in Hebrew, and Sapientia in Latin. So, but who is Hebrew? Sophia. She's found in the Bible. That is incredible. So, Sophia is found throughout the wisdom books of the Bible. So there are many references to her in the book of Proverbs, and, of course, in the apocalyptic. I don't know that word. Apocryphal books of Siach and the Wisdom of Solomon, accepted by Catholics and Orthodox, found in the Greek something of the early church. She is wisdom incarnate, the goddess of all those who are wise. So how does this, yes, this is definitely something that is very interesting to me. So what do you guys think? So it is any wonder that Sophia is constantly associated with wise King Solomon. So, 1 Kings 4:29 through 31 tells us that God gave wisdom to Solomon. So, and then he became wiser than all the kings of the east and all of the wise people of Egypt. So, wisdom 8:16-18 tells us Solomon was considered to be married to Sophia, one of the many layers of symbolism attributed to the Song of Songs, also known as Song of Solomon, or the Canticle of Canticles. So, is that it speaks of Solomon's marriage to Holy Sophia. That's in Wisdom 9:8-11. Even tells us that Sophia instructed Solomon in building the temple. You guys spelled temple wrong. northernway.org. Sorry. She did. So the Jews revered Sophia. King Solomon even put her in the temple in the form of the goddess Asphra. So, however, after the brutal reforms of King Uzziah, described in 1st and 2nd Kings in your Bible, the veneration of Sophia went underground. So it's been, yeah. Okay, so Josiah slaughtered all her priests and priestesses and destroyed all her shrines and places of worship. But Sophia adherents remained active in the underground stream for centuries, even while patriarchal Christianity held total sway in the Western world. Okay. So, we're getting, So Sophia. We have prayers to Sophia. So Sophia, you of the whirling wings, circling, encompassing energy of God, you quicken the world in your clasp. One wing soars in heaven, one wing sweeps the earth, and the third flies all around us. Praise Sophia. Let the earth praise her. So the creed of the Holy Spirit. This is completely different. So, the author is unknown. I believe in the Blessed Sophia. I believe that she is our Heavenly Father's beloved daughter. Okay. Jesus' sister. God, Goddess. That's crazy. I love this. Alright, the Hail Sophia. So, Hail Sophia, filled with light, the Christ is with thee. And blessed art thou amongst aeons. Aeons are gods and goddesses, deity. And blessed is the liberator of thy light, Jesus. Holy Sophia, Mother of all gods, Mother of all gods, pray to the light for us, thy children, now and in the hour of our death. Amen. Okay, this is very different. Okay, Lady of Light. So she looks like Isis a little bit. So she's in the gracious mysteries. She is in the mournful mysteries. She has her own rosary. She's in the Gnostic mysteries. We have a Sophia's Light, a nighttime prayer, closing prayer to Sophia, a Gnostic prayer to Isis, to Isis/Sophia. I knew there was a connection. So Sophia waits in the temple of Sophia. Lamentations of Pistis Sophia. This is really, really amazing. Prayer to Sophia. Springtime prayer. Alright, so a lot of this is channeled, is what I'm seeing, which I think is pretty amazing. So, what do you guys know about this goddess, Sophia? What should we be? What should I know? Fill me in. So, okay, I feel like I am. There we go. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, the goddess, seriously? In Christianity? When did this happen? Where was I at? I have no idea where I was at. So, just a little more interesting information about Sophia. So, evidently she's been around for a long time. No idea, but it does make sense. So, wouldn't Sophia be Mary Magdalene? Or would that be Jesus's and Mary Magdalene's child? So, that's that's quite controversial, especially for Christians, to take that feminine aspect in for them and make use of and implore her as a goddess. So, I always thought it was Mary. I mean, I really did, but Mary's Isis. So, the mother. So Sophia is the wisdom behind all of the deities and all of the aeons, which are basically deities. So, let's see, let's break that down. She is the wisdom behind basically all there is. Baphomet, what does he say? In his conjuration, in the first aeon, I was known as the Great One. And it goes down, the God before all gods. And within the Ouija sessions that you guys see with Baphomet, he or she, it refers to itself as the reasoning behind everything. So, is this the counterpart of Baphomet? The female counterpart, Sophia? I really honestly think it could be. I'm not 100% sure though. So, yeah, I'm still confused about why the Christians would take that in as the goddess. That's incredible. Way to go, guys. Way to go. So, alright. So I did blog the rest of the... My nose itches. I did blog the rest of the prayers to the elementals, and then tonight I will go into how to really work with them. So just be careful, because they can be mischievous, very mischievous. So yes, what did I want to go over today? The tarot. I really wanted to go over the tarot with you guys today, so the major arcana, I want to start with that, with the cosmic tarot. I wanted to start with just a couple cards today, since everything within the major arcana, this is the cosmic tarot, is the key to everything. So everything is in this. So we could see this as a book, literally a book. So let's see, the Magician. Is that the first one? Yeah. All right, the Magician. So for the first card, we have the Magician. These cards are just amazing. The symbolism, I mean, it really does give the subconscious something to go off of. So, it's not the traditional image whatsoever. It's not at all. The figure 8, which is eternity, is on his forehead, the band. We can see his third eye is lit up with the triangle. And we can see him directing, or he or she directing energy from the eyes down through the crown chakra. Yes. So, and then we have the pentacle, we have the sword, we have the wand, and we have the cup. And then we have the rose of passion, and we have the lilies of purity around what looks like a marble, maybe a marble altar. So, going from the companion book, which is, boom, the Magician. We will just go through a little bit. We'll go through a little bit. So the major arcana. Alright. This is what I wanted to get to. This is what I've been waiting for. Alright. So the major arcana of the tarot symbolize, as the name implies, the big picture. So it's not focused on detail. It's focused on the big picture, which is good. So they can be seen in numerical order as a journey through life from 0, the fool, the blissfully ignorant embryonic child, to 21, the world, the liberated and liberating integrated person, portrayed as a mature woman joyous in the midst of life. They can be read as a picture book. Now, to read these as a picture book with analogy of metaphysics. So this is a picture book of metaphysics. From 0, the fool, uncreated potential, to 21, the world, full manifestation. So we can track our process of our spells, of our rituals and our rites, our works, everything that we want. Every single thing that we want, we can find within the major arcana or arcana, I don't know. So that's truly amazing. So, okay, the Cosmic Tarot interprets each major arcana card first with a brief description of the image on the card. Okay, so that is to get us visualize. It's getting our imaginations stimulated. So, a visual study of the card will yield the discovery of details that contribute, that should be an S, that contribute to one's own relationship with it. So, alright, that makes perfect sense. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, so following the description is a section called the Cosmos. So, a macro cosmic outlook on the card. So, that would be, let's see, we have the Cosmos. So that would be like using analogy with deity and the universe. Cosmos is what I'm interpreting. So, next, the human community. So, views the card as a facet of human society and civilization. So it goes very into detail about our community. So then the individual. So it's cut up into 3 sections. The individual brings the card down to personal terms. showing life situations and types of people. Alright, so the Magician. Amazing card. Amazing card. I have been getting the Magician a lot lately. That is the card that I actually did get for Chico when I asked what I should do. What in the world should I do? I'm still a mess. Alright. So the actions or the sections are not meant to imply that metaphysics, society, and personal life are divided and shut off from each other. The aspects of life blend with and influence each other. So all of these aspects of just the tarot, they all combine and represent quite a bit. So, wow. I don't know that word. At least I'm honest. The delineations, the delineations of the cosmos, the human community, and the individual can help us to see the wondrously various ways in which the energy donated each card touches our lives. So, the tarot is taking on a completely different meaning, and this is amazing. So, what connects us with our spirits can benefit our bodies, our spiritual well-being is woven into our society, and so on. So that just shows that everything is connected, everything is interlaced. So, finally, simple meanings are given for each card. The meanings are often contradictory. What works well in one situation for one person can work badly in another situation for the other person. So it's a matter of perspective and interpretation on whatever subject you are approaching. So we all know that. Alright, so reversed meanings. So this is when the cards fall upside down in a spread, are not given. I don't read reversed cards at all. I don't see the point. Except if I am reading and I do get a reversed card, which is not often, I take that as Spirit is, when I read, Spirit is on that side of me. And I'm reading from here, so there we are looking back and forth at each other. I take that as if that particular card is inverted or upside down, it's facing that spirit, so there is specific emphasis on that card. So from Spirit is what I've just kind of gathered throughout quite a few years. So each card is interpreted according to its image and context. If one feels that the positive or negative value of the card is stymied, compromised, or blocked by surrounding cards or by the subject of the reading, an unfavorable or favorable interpretation might be indicated. So, understandable. So finally, in reading the interpretations and descriptions of the cards, it is essential to understand that the pronouns he and she are used in reference to the gender of the figure on the card. The actual qualities of the cards are not gender bound, except for a few cases noted in the text. For example, though the Magician is called he, the type described can be a man or a woman. However, the Magician refers sometimes specifically to a brother, a male friend, or an ordained man. So, the Fool is the first card. We are going by 0. So, the imagery in these cards are incredible. So that is the Fool. That is the Fool. Embarking on the new journey. I love this card. He is very carnival-y. I love that. I love the carnival look. So, alright, the Fool. It's our first card. So, a jester in remotely dances at the edge of a cliff. A dog, symbol of fidelity, leaps beside him, perhaps warning him of the dangers of the deep. So the sun inspires the fool with spheres of light. Crystals grow in the ground. So we have the sun, which is the crown chakra, and then we have the spheres of light. So that is the sun bestowing that wisdom or that energy onto the fool to help him embark on his journey. That's what I would interpret that as. So it's the start of a journey, and then crystals grow from the ground. So the crystals would represent the gemstone kingdom. Yes, the gemstone kingdom. Alright, so the cosmos. This is where I get a little confused with the cosmic tarot, so if anybody has any better information on how to kind of just make this a little more easier with these sections, I would love that. So, the cosmos. The number 0, the mathematical point of neutrality between positive numbers and negative numbers. In metaphorical terms, the fool is the point of balance between destruction and creation. She or he signifies the held breath of the cosmic force. The exhalation is creation. The inhalation is annihilation. So, the fool is the spirit on the edge of manifestation. The formless who precedes or succeeds the dualism of heaven and earth. Ground 0, the bomber term for the center of destruction. An absolute neuterer, neither male nor female, neither active nor passive. The fool embodies in its circular digit all possibilities. That is very universal to everybody's life experiences. So when whoever did the cards, the 21 major archetypes, is literally the giant picture of what is going on Earth and in the heavens and in the spiritual worlds and inside of us. So that's the cosmos. So now the human community. Now this is how the role of the fool is within the human community, which is, I don't really understand that. So the fool or court jester is wise in folly, witty in madness. Alone in the court, he candidly exposes the king's foolishness with the king's consent and even encouragement. Okay, that makes sense to me. We have in ourselves the capacity to satirize our foolishness, to laugh at ourselves and to laugh at the folly of our leaders, even as they, like the fool, bring us dancing to the edge of a precipice. A humorless life would be unbearable, and our professional jesters, cartoonists, comedians, clowns, and essayists keep our leaders from taking themselves too seriously, and keep us from taking our leaders too seriously. Okay, so the fool would be, say, the person in the White House right now needs a little bit of the fool energy. So, yeah. Anyways. However, pretending that life is nothing but a joke, refusing to confront responsibility for ourselves and our actions, eventually leads to the destruction and chaos. True. Complacent cynicism makes fools of us. So, closed eyes bring us over the precipice, led by the fantasies of those who would dominate us. So, that's very interesting. Very interesting. So, the fool is a short-term solution, the easy way out. Public vaccinations and education on disease control. Vetoed. Hiccups. Shoddy safety standards. To favor low production costs. Exploitative labor practices to compete with other economies, using human rights as a public relations facade in swapping political favors. Sooner or later, the precipice, pollution, epidemics, revolution, civil suits by injured workers or consumers will gape open. Interesting. Conversely, the fool is the activist, the dissenter, the one who forces us to face social problems even if solving them seems impractical, politically and economically. He may be a Chicken Little, or he may be a prophet. So that kind of, within the human community, it just, for me, personally, with all of these sections, quote unquote, it's a little difficult for me to put that together, all of the sections. I'm not 100% sure about that one. Okay, so the fool in the individual, so within ourselves. Imagination is a sister of ecstasy, and ecstasy is a razor's edge between sanity and insanity. I can see that very much so in that card. The most heartbreaking delusions and the most exquisite beauty spring from imagination. Alright, so this is a good card for us right now. The fool embodies the imagination with all of its glamour and all its danger. His head reaches toward the sun and the stars. His feet caper on the very lip of a crystal-studded alpine cliff. He is the romantic artist who creates universally loved masterpieces. Alright, so the Van Gogh, we can see Warhol, all of these amazing artists right here on the Fool card. So, he is the madman who makes no sense to anyone but himself. I can see Crowley, but still, Crowley is understood by many people, so I could see Crowley in that card. Alright, so it is appropriate that the fool is the zero, the naught, for the imagination by itself signifies nothing. Only when given form does the imagination make an impact. However, unstable artistic type. Maybe creation will always include a fair measure of solid, calculating reason. So, the faithful dog dances along, but keeps the fool from losing awareness of the surroundings. You could take that as a familiar, as a guardian spirit, as a guardian angel. Who knows? So, the imaginary excursions that lead to creation can be spontaneous or even foolish. The 19th century chemist Frederick August Kekulé von Stardonance was dozing on an omnibus one day when he saw atoms twirling about in dance. The end of a chain of atoms joined itself to the head of the chain and made a whirling ring. So, the playful vision immortalized Kekulé von whatever. And it was a breakthrough realization in modeling the structure of venins and led to models of their other cyclic chemicals. Wow. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Just with one card, we have literally went way back into the past. It has taken me into the past, to the days of Paracelsus, to the days of the artist Da Vinci, all of it. I can literally see all of that going on, and it's great. So, alright. A person who is too much in love with reason and purposefulness, one who is incapable of wasting time, will never know the joy of creation. Fascist or totalitarian societies require that artists fill the needs of people, which usually means finding the lowest common emotional and political denominator. So, nothing risky, nothing experimental or offensive. These societies label as decadent. Quote, the artist who creates for the joy of it, for art's sake. So, where'd I go? The wish to conform to what society dictates as a sensible and productive and lucrative is more effective censor than any government bureau. So, it makes sense. That makes a lot of sense with this first card. The Fool is a youth, male or female, or a youthful spirit. He or she may be thoughtless, even callous, but always brings the welcome breath of fresh air. All creative endeavors, especially those that make us laugh, are in the domain of the Fool, as are mimes and clowns of all kinds, from class clowns to professional buffoons, to the benevolent Shriners. The Fool is possibly a humbler, the person who always commits the fox pass, the one who spills the beans. So, and then it just gives you a general meaning of wisdom of innocence, originality, annulment of reason, lack of discipline, ecstasy, delirium, satire, cartoons, clowns, mimes, madness, imagination, youthfulness, comedy, fun, lack of social grace, thoughtlessness, folly, extravagance, immaturity, irrationality, frenzy, enthusiasm, and naivety. Pretty interesting. So, yeah, that is the Fool. So, what can we take from that? That one single card. What could we possibly learn from it? Anything? How could we incorporate the energy of the Fool, since this is an archetype, which means universal? Everybody understands that energy or experiences this type of energy. So, alright. Now we have the Magician. So now we will go on to this card. I love this card. And the symbolism is just, it's incredible. It is very incredible. So the Magician, which is the first card. So, 0, we have ground 0, which is nothingness, just imagination, pure imagination. Formlessness, energy, the start of something great, or bad. Now we have the card number 1, which would literally represent bringing, literally from the Fool to the number 1, 0 to 1, would be bringing the inspiration from the divine or from nature into you. The creative mind is the Magician. So, don't worry, I am learning all of this too with you guys. So these are, this is, yes, very purposeful. Alright, so the Magician's face has both masculine and feminine features, a moustache and a goatee, delicate eyebrows, and a mouth. He or she wears a fillet decorated with the lemniscate, used in mathematics to signify infinity. So, remember that when you guys, if you ever get a figure 8 on the Ouija, it doesn't mean evil. So, through mental powers, he or she rules the 4 elements, the 4 suits of the sign of the tarot. The roses of passion and the lilies of purity are near the table. Alright, so, now that's just the snippet. The cosmos. The Magician within the cosmos. So the Roman numeral 1 is identical to the Roman letter I, which signifies the self-aware ego in English. I is oneness and onlyness, and also onlyness. The lonely one craves a reflection, which will be identical and yet opposite. The potential of the 0, the Fool, coalesces into a creative force. God, Goddess, life, breath, love, inspiration, mind, the Great One. In the first aeon, I was the Great One, said Baphomet. Huh. Does make sense. So the presence of the four signs indicates that from formlessness have come the elements of form. The magician is form. Then he and his sister, the high priestess. She is time. So the sword, wand, cup, and pentacle symbolize the four elements of life as understood by the human mind. So, respectively, air, mental, fire, spiritual, water, emotional, and earth, physical. Interesting. So now, the magician within the human community. I just wish they would give one definition, but I do like that they give many others. So, the magician manipulates the elements to invent, to create, to cast a spell. And so he rules innovation and pioneering work, research and development, experimental or avant-garde work, and radical sociology. His work has the potential to fulfill the needs of humans, though he is neutral as to moral implications of its uses. Thus, dynamite can be used to excavate building sites, or it can be used in bombs. So, that is the creative mind, the manifesting in the process from 0 to 1. So, alright. The roses denote passionate dedication, okay, to the path, to your path. The lilies represent pure, single-minded devotion. So that, yeah. The magician manipulates people as well as the elements. Charismatic, attractive, and persuasive. He knows how to play all the chords. Charming us mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. The magician is the priest and the leader, and the charlatan, the pretender. So that would be the negative, like the negative aspect of the magician card. So, the audience that forgets the illusory quality of the show is duped. The priest or preacher who claims for himself the qualities of the spirit he worships is a charlatan. The vote-buying promises of politicians are the magic tricks that reveal the real difficulties involved in governing. So, are we seeing a theme here right now? With the first 0 card, Fool, and the 1, the Magician? Alright. So, the magician can reflect the tendency of a group to get caught up in the power, charisma, or promises of an individual. So, that brings me to the song What About Us by Pink. All the broken promises. Think about that. So, such situations have led to the founding of great religions such as Islam, Buddhism, Christianity, and have also led to brainwashing cults and the most savage tyrannies, such as those under Adolf Hitler and Idi Amin. Must be way before my time, because I have no idea who that is. Alright. So we have forces of, it's neither, it's neutral, so we can see how neutral that is. Alright, the individual. Now this is within us. The magician is the ideal person to raise funds for a cause, to convert or persuade a difficult audience. That would be more on the negative side, I think. To solve a complex problem through sheer ingenuity. So once the trick is done, however, his interest wanes. Something else will have to follow through. He is interested in seeing how his work is applied, but most likely needs a business partner, unless he himself has the means of production. Potential investors may be alienated by the fact that he doesn't always play by the rules. So, there's lots of controversy surrounding the magician right now. Very different. So, though not necessarily immoral, the magician is not scrupulous. He will not agonize over the consequences his work may have. So, his means support the end. The process, not the goal, is all. So, he is the creative mind. The creative mind. So, one result of his detachment to the ability is the ability to dedicate himself to a task that may have no material reward or status. I like that. I like that. The other side of scholarly detachment is science gone amok. So that would be magic also. So the science of magic. So cruelty to animals. Oh, that pisses me off. The invention of devastating weapons. So the magician would be a heartless playgirl or playboy, making a science of seduction and abandoning his or her subject when the experiment has yielded results. Or the magician's objectivity can allow him to love unpossessively a free-spirited person. Pretty good, I think. The magician can be a brother, a friend of long-standing, or an ordained man. So, he can be tremendously supportive or maddeningly competitive. If the magician is in the form of a woman, she will gravitate to traditionally male jobs and roles. So, the magician rules crackpots, whose great ideas never make it off the drawing board. Inventors, con artists, sleight-of-hand artists, Mr. or Mrs. Fix-Its, master artisans, and artists who concentrate more on style and form than on content and meaning. Very interesting. So it's all about the sustaining mind, the end, the goal, not how it goes, not how it works. So, and then it gives you just a few, meaning. Brother or friend, elementary knowledge, a free spirit, determination, skill, juggling, initiative, agitation, disgrace, self-reliance, intelligence, inventiveness, self-confidence, resourcefulness, deception, sleight of hand, clumsiness, and egoism. So, we can very well see that the magician is very neutral. It can go either way. So, like the pendulum, it can swing either way. Okay, so we've gone over the Fool, the Magician. I have time for one more card, which is the High Priestess. So, I love this card. This is, yes, she has the first and last letter of the Greek alphabet. She is a balance. You can see the waters. You can see the subconscious mind, the realm of dreams, and she is 2, so she represents choices. So from 0 to 1, 0, 1, we have 2, so that is 3, right, so 3 is the key. Now listen, this is very interesting. So the High Priestess is marked with oceanic tides. The starry cosmos mingles with her hair. The blue tint of her hair and skin denotes restfulness and depth. On her forehead is a yin-yang symbol, union and dualism. So, a book imprinted with the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet is before her. The crescent moon, which governs the tides, shows the High Priestess to be in harmony with the ebb and flow of life and death. Very interesting. So, alright, the High Priestess within the cosmos. So, the High Priestess in anticipation of the matronly empress is often called virginal. So her womb has the potential to nourish a living being. But if conception is denied, menstruation brings the demise of the unfertilized ovum. So, the life force comes in its time to each being and withdraws in its time, just as the ocean tides come and go, just as the moon waxes and wanes. So the yin-yang on her forehead denotes the fundamental truth of nature as perceived by us, by the humans. So, that all energy is generated by the interplay of opposites. So, the alternation of negative and positive, light and dark, dry and wet, hot and cold, day and night. The letters Alpha and Omega, inscribed in the book, are the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet. So, the beginning and the end. As her brother, the magician, coagulates. Alright. What is on Baphomet's arm? Solve coagula. So, as the magician coagulates the elements to make creation possible, the priestess takes from eternity, time, beginning and end. There's a few, read between the lines for this one, guys. A few secrets there that I just realized. Alright, now, the high priestess in the human community, so within the world, the human community. So, the magician represents the application of knowledge. The high priestess represents knowledge itself. She is the ivory tower, theories on the origin of the cosmos, the most hair-splitting, cinematic argument. Mandelbrot sets are all of interest to the high priestess. Some of the data she turns up will eventually be used by the magician. For example, the Mandelbrot sets can help pinpoint chaotic elements in models of shoreline erosion. So, meanwhile, the priestess will always have a fascinated, if elite, audience. So, the high priestess also represents the unofficial side of world religions. So, compare it with the 5 of the Hierophant, with the Hierophant 5 being conforming to society and religion. So she is the occult, the unknown, the mysteries. She could be Sophia. Is she hiding Sophia? Maybe. So, established churches have always been uneasy with their saints. Take, for instance, La Santissima Muerte. The Catholic Church totally exiled her, kicked her out. So, visionaries and reformers. But the community of any religion becomes a mere reflection of the worldly status quo, without creative and sometimes obsessed individuals. So, say for instance, St. Francis of Assisi, Thomas à Kempis, and Tibet's Milarepa, and especially women such as the Vajshivasta Tara, Joan of Arc, and Hildred of Bingen. So yeah, reflect the kind of energy symbolized by the high priestess. They did not start religions. They used existing institutions to realize unique visions. The high priestess is the abbess, or leader of obscure religious communes, or orders that have only tenuous connections with established churches. I like it. I like it. So, alright, now the high priestess is the individual. The high priestess attracts men and women, though she tends to be reserved and unassuming and even cold. She may be a bookworm. One could say of her, still waters run deep. The high priestess can indicate a feeling of certainty, even if various aspects of a situation are yet hidden. The high priestess is the older sister. An intimate relationship bound by taboos. So, for me, that would be, obviously, my relationship with Baphomet. Or it could represent homosexuality, because still people think it's taboo. So, alright, where did I go? Okay, she may be a beloved female friend or an ordained woman. So if the high priestess takes the guise of a man, he will be somewhat effeminate and very understanding of women. That would, to me, kind of represent a gay guy to the woman. So the high priestess can represent a young virginal woman or a woman who has control of her sexuality in terms of activity and fertility. So in this respect, she can denote successful birth control. Alright, so that makes quite a bit of sense. A lot of sense, actually. So, and then the meanings. Mystery, hidden knowledge, wisdom. What does Sophia mean? Wisdom. Sound, judgment, common sense, serenity, penetration, foresight, intuition, initiation, mental power, silence, perception, self-reliance, sister, impassiveness, quiet, assertiveness, platonic relationships, love of books, shallowness, obsessiveness, and passive-aggressive type. Alright. So that was pretty interesting. Just with these 3 cards. So from, let's see. I'm trying to get these correct. So there we go. All in order. Well, in my order. So the Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess. So, what can we learn from just these 3 cards? I like it. I love this. This is going to be very amazing. So yes, it does take a while to actually get through the meanings. So you can actually apply these meanings to any other tarot deck. Well, mostly I would say the Rider-Waite. So I would definitely say the Rider-Waite would be one that you could actually attribute those meanings to and place them on. As far as, like say, the Baffle Me Tarot or the Oracle cards, yeah, those come with a totally different meaning, so. Yes, 100% different meaning. So, if the entire Major Arcana, which is the bigger picture, represents everything that is going on right now, we can learn a lot from that. So we can take that knowledge in, we can meditate on them, we can basically do anything with them. Meditate, pull the card from your daily reading. Pull that card, see what kind of energy you feel. What do you feel it means? Put yourself in the shoes of that card, and then see what you come up with through analogy. So you can do word association with a lot of stuff. So pretty good, pretty good stuff. All right, so last night I did finish with the elementals for you guys. So I left off with the, what did I leave off with? I left off with the cross, the Kabbalistic cross. So that's part of the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. So I did blog that, which is pretty cool. So, very cool. So I did blog quite a bit. So I left off, I will finish up with this tonight for you guys. There's not much more, but yes, I will finish up definitely with that for you guys tonight. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully we can just kind of find more out about ourselves, about our paths, about everything that we're doing with our work. So the tarot is 100% amazing for what we're doing. So I'm very, very happy with this. Alright guys, so, alright, I gotta go mow. So, what was I gonna tell you guys? Can't remember. So yes, alright, just keep doing the heart breath meditation, the reenactments, finish the assignments. I know you're busy. I know you're busy, Sean. So that's perfectly okay. So A lot of people have been following along, so if you want to join in, ouch, I have one more spot left. So, alright guys, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope this helps, maybe a little bit, one person, that would be good. So, alright guys, I love you all very much, from all the way to Venus, all the way back down. So, and I will see you guys definitely tomorrow. So everybody have a good day, and try to have a good weekend. So, alright guys, I love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow.